Hello and welcome once again to the inside of the greenhouse, and this the beginning of winter 2012. I'm just starting to winterize the greenhouse, and I thought I'm probably not the only one. I've decided to record some of the things that I am doing, some of the things I have done, and some of the things I will be doing to try and combat the cold this season. If there's anything startlingly obvious that I've overlooked, please feel free to comment below so that I can take care of that and try and take care of my plants in the process. Some of you may recognize this from a previous video. For those of you who don't, this is simply a storage tote which I've filled with compostable materials, a little bit of dirt, and a black hose. If you're interested in seeing how I put that together, I do have a video available. It's one of the earlier ones on my channel. Feel free to look it up and check it out. The theory is, cooler air will enter the hose at the bottom, travel through the compost, taking in some of the heat from the natural microbacterial activity going on inside the compost pile. As the hose warms, the air should eventually escape from the top, slightly warmer than it entered, and ultimately, hopefully, provide my greenhouse with a little bit extra warmth throughout our cold Canadian winter. As an additional potential heat source, we've also added this secondary tote to fill up with the compost of things that die over the winter or what have you, any pruning, things of that nature. Hopefully it will provide us with a little bit of warmth. But based on the theory that the compost is going to work, at least to some degree, we've gone ahead and installed one of these. This is called an earth machine. It's a pre-built compost unit designed to go outside, but the greenhouse is sort of outside, and available for $40 to $50 in your community. Check out nurseries if you can't find them through the waste disposal company. These work quite well in the summer. I figured why not? We'll put it into the greenhouse, and hopefully it'll provide us a little bit more heat. Just as important as heat production is heat preservation. So, for those of you who are familiar with my greenhouse from previous videos, you will have undoubtedly noticed I didn't have a door before. So I have fashioned this one out of some 2x4s and some plywood, and it works much better than nothing at all. That being said, there are still a few things that need to be done to try and create something of a seal. As we look down the plastic along the inside of the door, we can see that it's not exactly secured to the frame all the way along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some classic duct tape. Just went out and bought 2 huge rolls of it. Got to do the house as well. And I'm just going to run it along and seal that plastic straight to the wood. Slow the wind down just a little bit more. One thing that makes duct tape quite useful in the application of plastic for winterproofing is that it has these strings running through it. It's a cloth type tape. So when you put your staples in to hold it in place, because of those cloth strings, it's going to actually stay there instead of ripping through the tape or ripping through the plastic, like this staple's already started to do here. Even a simple single application of tape like that is going to make a huge difference to the amount of wind that flows in and out of this greenhouse through that door, and thereby keeping my temperature up. One part of winterizing that's not yet complete is our secondary interior layer. But we've got this hanging over the beam in the roof, and leading down to the edge there. And I'm going to attach plastic along this surface here, and then tape these two together to create a complete exterior bubble, and place my building effectively inside a building. I'll be doing the same on the far side and creating a singular wall there as well. To assist in keeping the fish tanks in the greenhouse warm, I've just put the tote's lids back on top as best I can, and that traps most of the heat over the course of the day and the evening. A little escapes, but it's trapped in the interior bubble of the greenhouse. And all in all, keeps the temperature up a few degrees at least. When I built the aquaponics bed that you see there, I was left with quite a few chunks of the black rubberized material that I used to waterproof it. I'm going to use that to cover these pellets and trap any heat from the water and keep it in the system instead of letting it escape into the air in the greenhouse. So when I've finished that process, the entire aquaponics bed will look not like this, but more like this. I can't help but feel that's going to trap a great deal of the heat from the water. That's a quick look at a couple of the things we're doing here to try and winterize our greenhouse. What are you doing to winterize yours? Why not comment below? Let me know. To all you persistent gardeners like myself, good luck keeping it growing this winter. Thanks for watching and have a great day.